Welcome, everybody. It's a great day today, December 8th, 2015. You got a playoff attendee, I guess, in your midst. Eric, cue the music.
Sure. One's for you, kid. Movie.
Yeah, ducks do fly together. Eric, I appreciate that.
No problem.
You know what? Any opening remarks here before we dive into our guests, Andrew?
Sorry.
No.
Rookie.
Mr. Plude?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I helped the whole league out this week, put Hutch where he rightfully belongs, and that's outside of the playoff bracket. I had a great showing, and Kib, you're welcome. Joe, you're welcome. And the rest of the league, you are welcome.
And our very special guest, Mr. Kyle. Welcome.
I'm excited to be here. It's a great day. I always love when Hutch fails. He may have been better than me this year, or so records may say, but the league prevails. You know, everybody wins right now. So
We do, and there's a lot to be said here for Eric for giving us that. I mean, I almost want to give my playoff spot up for him just because of what he did for me.
I don't even want it now at this point. I'm happy. Everyone's happy.
I know. All right. Well, since we gave the people a little bit of introduction, let's give them what they really want. Let's go back over the week's score. What happened last week? And you know what? Just start off the top. Look at that. We got your welcome league you play ball like a girly. You play ball like a girly, needed to come out strong, come out hot, needed to win, and he laid an egg. That's the easiest, safest bet to say. Andrew, you have anything on this beginning game?
Shitty game. Heartbreak City kicked off in this first topic. Hate Eric right now. Doing that to me. I'm eliminated. My number one horse eliminated. Doesn't feel good. Players play. Sometimes the bad guy wins. This just shows you life's not really fairy tales. And it's tough.
I feel like I killed your firstborn, and then I killed your mom too. You're all depressed.
What do you want?
I appreciate that.
I'm just a man. What do you want from me?
You're not acting like one.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you for your input. Eric, you won the game. Your players made the plays. What happened out there?
Yeah, I credit it to a bunch of good pickups. I picked up Sean Drawn. It actually worked out for me. Didn't think it was going to, but it did. That was kind of cool. And my guys came to play, and really I got to credit the Packers. That was the ultimate fantasy over reality moment. My team lost in the last second, but my fantasy team scored like 50 points in that play, so that was awesome. But it was kind of bittersweet. But in the end, I won, and we put Hutch in his place. And I think that's all you can really ask from fantasy is putting Hutch in his place and wait until next year.
And to our very special guest.
Well, dude, when I saw Eric having 3 guys on Thursday, no chance. Thought he had no chance. He got that play, and then I thought with Hutch starting Alex Smith, he was done. But that actually ended up being his best player, so I guess great pickup for him. But yeah, Mary Beth can only take his team so far. I know you guys talked about that a little bit last week, but I'd like to concur. I mean, it's a woman in a man's league, so it's never going to work out.
It never typically does, and for Hutch's sake, I wish him the best going forward. I don't know how somebody can come back from this, being the best person in our division the last 3 to 4 weeks. He's got another owner on his side, and Andrew, and then all hell breaks loose, and he can't. I don't know how you recover from this, honestly.
He's never made the playoffs, not once.
He has not.
I just hope he gets to his finals and does okay there. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I hate to see him go down a slippery slope.
Yeah. Well, Hutch, I feel for you. I know.
Fair's correct.
But Eric and Kyle, they definitely do that.
I mean,
Hey,
Eric got his bye week at the best time, you know? It's always nice having a bye week for the last week of the season.
we got rid of that from him, and it's back. It has to be back at this point. That has to be. We have to bring back the bye week back to him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Appreciate that one, Hutch. We always wanted you to come back as a bye week. All right, moving on to the next game. We had Ducks Fly Together defeated Wasted Season. Like we talked about last week, this was a must-win game for both teams to potentially make the playoffs. One prevailed, one did not. Why don't we start with our guest here today? What do you got on this game?
Well, I mean, 80 points is what Andrew's been putting up recently, and his team's been getting the job done. I saw Eddie Lacy go for 0, and I thought he was going to get the job done again, but, you can only go with 80 points for so long. This wasn't the week to do it, but it happened.
Eric?
Yeah, Kib, you put up a lot of points, 138. That's huge. Price, you can tell he's depressed. You can tell his heart's broken after not winning this one. You feel for the guy, too. Price, hope you're doing all right. Kyle, you better look for nooses hanging off the wall tonight. Make sure Price stays alive. But good win, Kib. I did like Price's name, Duck Hunter or whatever that was. Thought that was pretty funny. Thought that would give him a chance to win, but turns out it didn't.
Andrew?
Yeah. Really just this one hurt. This one hurt pretty bad. I'm a man. I come onto this little thing after losing a tough week like that. You just hate to see a better man lose in this situation, and you did. I lost, and I lost by a lot. I mean, really no suspense, really no hope for a lot of the day. It's just tough right now. It stings. Like I said with Hutch, same situation I'm in. The better man doesn't always win. This isn't a perfect world. Sometimes the bad guys, they get one and they steal one. And right now, that's what's happening. That's what happened to me. It's just tough. It really is. A lot tougher than I thought it would be.
Hey, Kip, one thing I'd like to point out is I told you to start Big Ben, score 33 points, so you're welcome.
I do appreciate that. Andrew, I was in, I wasn't really in your spot last year, but I was, I
don't need any condolences from you or trying to empathize. I don't care.
Yeah,
this is your first time you've ever made the playoffs. You don't know what it feels like to make the playoffs and be. Let me take a step back, actually, now that we're there. Plude, you really fucked me last year. And I don't know if you remember, but you should have won your first-round game against Joe, and you lost by 1 point. And I ended up losing to Joe in the championship, but when we looked at the numbers, I would have blown you out. And you cost me a ring there by choking against Joe. So, Kid, you don't really know what it's like to go from being in a championship game to not making the playoffs because you've never been there in a real league. So I don't need you to try and empathize with me that this just can't be done. Flute, I will. After saying that, I appreciate you appreciating my name change. I thought it could turn the tide. It didn't. But overall, not a good day for me on Sunday or Monday.
I didn't think we wanted Notre Dame fans on this forum, reminiscing in the past of what happened last year. But that's fine.
Hold up. I would like to point out, though, that the same situation happened to me 2 years ago when you beat me by 1, and then Joe put up like 40 points in the championship game when he got his.
Kim, don't ever talk to me about reminiscing in the past when you call yourself the champ from a year where half this league wasn't even in it. So don't ever say that again.
You did that a shit ton, Kim. You do that a lot.
All right, well, enough of that. Back to it. Good win. Needed the win. Got me into the playoffs. Thanks to some help from Eric, and I won. So I appreciate it. Moving on to the next game, we have very high scoring game. Your mom's favorite team versus Price is wrong, bitch.
Defensive.
Joe Archimish beat Jonah, one of the hottest teams at that point in the league, and prevailed. Andrew, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I'm starting to turn around. I kind of like Joe because, once again, from the stories that have surfaced of a couple of years ago, you try and collude when the playoffs come around, and you try to cheat and steal and pilfer because you're a terrible human being, and you try to do it again. And Joe put a stop to that, so I respect Joe for doing that. You're a scumbag, and scumbags are going to try and do scumbag things. So respect to Joe for trying to keep some integrity in the league. May have saved his skin for commissioner next year if it comes down to something out of our hands. Sorry, Kyle, I'm not saying I'm not still backing you, but Joe, putting a stand and putting a stop to an evil man is something that needs to be respected and held high in our league. But to the game, yeah, Jonah's still a scumbag. Also, he's a loser scumbag, though, so at least you're a scumbag who wins games. You can't control the volume on your laptop, but you can win big games. Jonah can't win, and he's a scumbag, so good job, Joe.
Eric? Actually, I'll go with Kyle. Kyle, you had something to say in there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I do. We were talking about collusion, and I know when it came back to it, we went Russell Wilson for Ryan Tannehill straight up with Joe and the other guy, which is Joe himself. I mean, I know neither one were very good, but no one could tell me that they'd rather have Ryan Tannehill on their team than Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson at least has potential to put up good games with his legs. I find that trade a couple weeks ago or whenever it was a little shitty. I mean,
that one was with two playoff teams. I don't agree. I agree it was collusion, but at least that one's with two playoff teams. With 3 or 4 weeks ago, Russell Wilson wasn't doing as well, as opposed to right now with Eddie Lacy scoring 0 points, traded for Mike's best player the last few weeks, who's not a playoff team. It's just outright disrespect for Joe and everything this league stands for.
If you were really trying to collude like that, you should have covered that up a little bit better. Maybe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like that was pretty blatantly obvious. You should have thrown in some three-person deal in there that made it look somewhat like a real trade. You'd think that would have crossed your mind, but it didn't. But I digress.
I mean, I'd like to point out, though, that I know it's mostly Kibb's fault, but that's twice now that Mike's done that. He dropped all his players year one. You know, it takes two to trade is all I'm saying, so I'm not happy with Mike on that one either.
Good call. Good point.
Yeah.
And helping Kibb, of all people, is...
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
If you're going to help somebody, he would be the last person I'd collude with in the playoffs.
All right, going back to the game here, it's a great win by Joe. He needed the win. Jonah was the hottest team, like I referenced before, and Joe's hitting on all cylinders. It looks like with some of his players, Russell Wilson, Jonathan Stewart, and the Broncos' defense has just been dominant all year. So that's good it's a good look for him going into the playoffs. Yeah, good win. Moving on to the next matchup.
I don't get my segment. You're cutting me out of my segment here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I didn't know if you.
I don't want my segment. That's fine. I'll keep going.
You chime in earlier. Didn't know if that was.
Collusion's clouding his judgment.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We had the other guy versus Don't Look, I'm Hideous. Our guest today, Mr. Luskowski. What do you have on this one, Kyle?
Well, I really wanted to play a lot of Colts players this week, but I knew if I had beaten the other guy that could go into maybe standing somehow if Matt had won. So I didn't want to look like I was favoring anybody there, so I actually played my players. Unfortunately, I picked up the Colts defense, and well, they're bad. I mean, they should have had -9. They got 2 fumble recoveries early in the game. Otherwise, it would be even worse. I had some people that went off all right. I'm a horrible team this year. Had some injuries, couldn't find the right people to step up, but I don't know. The other guy, I mean, he had one great game from Scam and one good guy from Marshall, and the rest of it was average. So I don't know. He needs to either figure it out because he's been going downhill lately. So I'd be worried if I was him in the playoffs.
Eric.
Sorry, I was surprised I got to talk. Kyle, you had a big game from Bortles. That was huge. 32 points. I think that was big. Yeah, really nothing to talk about there. I hate the other guy. Sad to see that Kyle lost to him, but yeah, that's all.
Andrew?
Yeah, I don't know why we're talking about this game. It meant nothing to anyone. No offense, Kyle. I mean, it just didn't.
Don't take it.
So, moving on.
Ooh, can I say one thing though?
Yeah.
I came out that I've actually met the other guy.
No.
I didn't remember him. I still don't remember.
We all have met the other guy.
Well, I mean, the supposed, the real other guy who's not Joe.
Was he
I've
black?
actually met him. Don't remember if that tells you anything about him.
Was he black, Kyle?
What's up?
Was he black?
No, he's white.
So, all right, yep.
I think I was drunk. I can't verify
Fair
that
enough.
total facts, but
Yeah, good win from the other guy. Actually, Kyle's got 4 good backs that are actually, that are stacked on his team, which is interesting. So.
Anybody want to trade? I'll charge you too much.
All right, moving on to the next game. We had Michael Henry Bells Oberon defeated Matthew Gibson by a score of 80-77. Gibson, I mean, like, it was scary. I mean, not really scary, but I mean, it didn't help that he lost. I mean, but it's fine that he's still in the playoffs. Andrew, anything on this game?
Game meant nothing. Next.
Eric?
Yeah, I'm sorry to see that my horse lost, but he's still in the playoffs, so that's fine. Mike, don't like to see Mike win. He hasn't changed his name in God knows how long. It's been like 12 weeks, and there's only 13 weeks in this league. Yeah, that's all I got.
Kyle?
Well, now that I know he's trying to collude with you again, I'm not happy with Mike, so I don't know. I have no words to say about him.
Yeah, you've managed to. That just shows how evil of a man you are when you corrupt Mike, who I guess I didn't know the story of him dropping all his players, but he seemed like an incorruptible person, and you just took it to a whole new level. You really are just a scumbag, and that's just really disappointing to see Mike's fallen susceptible to you and your evil ways. I miss the old Mike.
Want him back.
Want him back, and I'm glad Joe is trying to force the old Mike back.
It was a good win. It was a good win. Gibson, he's not looking he's not looking too good going into the playoffs, but everything can change in a week. You never know. It's week to week, and he's in there. So I guess before we dive into the next week, any questions you guys heard throughout the grapevine or anything out there that you guys want to address before we move on?
I don't have a question, but I got a comment.
Comment.
Glad to hear that I don't have to pay Kyle. Glad to hear I don't have to pay that $10.
I have to weigh my wallets in Indy right now, so can't really pay up right now.
You still owe me $20. So.
We'll talk off air about that.
No, we won't.
I'm happy to pay. I'm happy to pay for the situation that arose.
But I just want to point out again, I'm glad
to steal a handle from your guys' house on Saturday, Friday.
What was that bet again, Eric? That you got that you don't have to pay it now?
Well, just said if I beat Hutch and then he didn't get in the playoffs, that it wouldn't matter and he just nullify it. So worked out.
Well, the thing was, like I saw 3 guys on Thursday. I thought for sure I won't have to pay this one, but it worked out. So everyone wins.
Yeah, I mean, any other questions or comments you guys heard throughout the week that you want to address? Kyle?
Is Eric in your room?
He's in my room.
I am. Yep.
He's a
I just saw the PGA flag and I thought it was a little weird, but
that's where he sleeps. That's where he sleeps, so he feels most comfortable in there.
Okay.
Yes, Eric and I sleep in his section. He sleeps in mine.
Well, you sleep together.
Kip sleeps on the floor, but yeah.
Are you intimate?
Alrighty. Any other ones? Andrew, did you hear anything?
There were some rumors speculating that I lost on purpose with finals week coming up and with the Colts needing wins. I'd like to confirm those rumors as true.
Weren't those rumors propagated by you?
It was tough to do, but grades come first. Football will come and go. Fantasy football is pretty fast. It's starting to become illegal in a lot of places. So, I had to do the right thing for the greater good. And I used to cheer for the Colts to just kick field goals, but they need wins now, so I'll be cheering for Tutties. And finals are coming up, so can't get distracted.
Alrighty. That's actually a great segue into our next topic, next week's matchups. Let's just start within the four that are in the playoffs. See what we got going there.
If we talk about anyone else, I'm going to just leave.
Yeah, those games are.
Okay. We got the first matchup, the two Chauncey divisions, people from the Chauncey division, the other guy versus Gibson. It'd be a good game.
Ooh, they got the advantage thing. I haven't seen that.
What do you want? What do you got in there with this one, Andrew?
Who's playing?
Gibson and the other guy.
Well, I don't know who's on whose team right now, so you want to pull that up? I don't know. Gibson's probably going to win because the other guy has Julio Jones, who Matt Ryan just seemed to lost his entire confidence. His whole offense is sucking. Freeman's involved in that too, and I don't know. I just think that Gibson's going to win.
Eric?
This week.
This week, yes. Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I picked Gibson the whole season, so I'm going to have to go with him here. I think he's projected a little more. I'm sure that the other guy's going to have a strong showing. He always seems to. He always pulls it out of his ass. So I'm expecting it to be close. I think Gibson wins within 10 points here this week.
Kyle?
Yeah, so I've never actually used my iPad for the fantasy football stuff, but I see they have lines here, so we like to place wagers on those. Can I take Gibson -2? Can we get some action going? I need to win some money back from this past weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, after this past week, I don't know if you want to make maybe you want to take a couple weeks off.
Well, someone should take it then. Someone should bet against me because I'll probably win.
Got to see how Gibson's against the spread.
He's a 2-point favorite, so.
So. Yeah. Any other?
I mean, I don't know. It's a close one. I think the other guy actually pulls a little advantage this week. I like some of his matchups.
Yeah, like we said in the past, the other guy, he took advantage of being bad late, and now he's reaped the benefits of injuries, and he's stacked at running back, got plenty of running backs, and for Gibson on the other hand, LeGarrette Blount hasn't seemed to have been playing very well as of late, so I don't know what he's going to do with that situation. I'm going to go with the other guy by five or so in this first matchup. It'll be a close game. Moving on to the next matchup, we had the Commish versus me, Ducks Fly Together. Eric, you have any thoughts on this matchup?
I think Joe is probably going to win this one. I think your luck's going to run out, Kim. You got real lucky getting into the playoffs. One man can't keep up that kind of luck streak. Price did it for 6 games earlier in the year, and look where that got him. So I don't think you can keep this luck up. I think Joe pulls this one out.
Andrew?
I'd like to believe that good things can't continue to happen to bad people, so I'm going to have to go with Joe here.
Thank you. Kyle?
Yeah, I like the -9 line for Joe. I can't trust any team with Melvin Gordon on it this late in the season, especially. There's got to be a better waiver wire pick up there, but I got to give it to Joe on this one.
Who's starting Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, for Kib. I don't.
There's not many people I can trust on the team right now. That's why I was trying to make a move. But
he's not going to start.
Move.
He's not going to start Melvin Gordon in a playoff game.
He honestly doesn't have anybody to. You can put Lacey in then.
Or Starks.
He's heavily favored this
He doesn't
week.
have Starks anymore.
Oh, what an idiot.
The options are Lacey and Tevin Coleman, which I wouldn't. I mean, you're kind of pick your poison on that one, but good luck to you.
Banking on Doug Martin, huh?
It's going to be a tough matchup. Seeing that I don't have a solid second slot, running back slot, I think Joe's going to win this first game of the two for the first round by 10 or 15, and then hopefully I can come up with a big game next week he's got a little. I don't really like my matchups player wise. I don't know. I don't feel too confident in them this specific week, but we'll see where that heads next week because it's 2 weeks for the first round, which is nice. Gives you a little bit of room to improve, and if you're up in the first week, you can kind of relax in the second. So,
Great insight, kid.
Hey, Kyle, I can not that the consolation ladder means anything, but I could still theoretically end up with a better record than you, couldn't I?
Yeah, if you win both and I lose both.
Now, that just means something to look out for if you're bored and you're in the consolation bracket, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, you'll beat me because I'm going to start all Colts players the next 4 weeks.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Good.
The records right now are done. It's like you don't count the records for the playoffs in any sport for the record, so it's over.
Also, you got to take into account the fact that, like, Mike plays Hutch, the next 2 best teams, if record counted, they would play me and you, like if it was a real thing. But we're playing each other because we suck, so maybe we should have found one of us will get another win. I don't know.
We'll see. Give us something to play for.
No, it's over. So.
Bryce, you sound like a depressed heroin addict right now.
Well, I'm a depressed drug addict. I don't want to say restrict my addiction to just heroin, but there's definitely a lot of stuff behind the scenes that has been going on here since Sunday afternoon. So if you want to start to spiral into this darkness that I'm in, feel free to jump on board. But I think you're best left out of this conversation.
Yeah. Did you guys have any other closing remarks or any tweets or emails that quickly came in here at the end for the end of the show? Anybody?
I got a text saying that there's a party here on Friday for Hutch's birthday, so we could all go and make fun of him for losing.
Wasn't that like last week?
I guess it's this Friday, so.
What the fuck was Mary Beth up? Nah, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
You went there last week.
You guys just told me it was a Christmas thing.
It's a whatever you want it to be.
No, but wasn't Mary Beth definitely here like in the week last week for Hutch's birthday? What all the Snapchat said.
Yeah, that was Tuesday. But then this is like the actual party where like other people come over, and it's like our excuse to drink.
But his birthday was last week, right?
Yeah. I
just want to make sure that I actually missed it, so I can still not tell him happy birthday.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday last week. Yeah. So,
he didn't tell any of us about his birthday.
Yeah.
You got a great gift though, not making the playoffs. So.
You're welcome. Oh, Kim, one thing I'd like to shout out my team name right now with that picture. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll pull that up and show these.
Can you see that, Kyle?
I gotta see it first.
Okay, hold on.
See if I can.
Here we go. I'll see if I can zoom in on this here. This is I found this on Hutch's profile. It's him doing a Lambeau leap with the Packers, and they just happened to give me that dub against him, so I thought that was fitting.
I mean, I do enjoy a nice little make fun of Hutch pick, so.
Yeah.
Don't say the league when I am the opposite of happy with what happened in your guys' game.
Seem pretty happy to me.
Like the majority of the league, though.
All right. And then I guess to end this, since some forecasting, who do you guys individually predict to win the whole thing, the whole trophy? Yeah. Who do we got? Andrew?
Doesn't matter. I think I'm going to win it still.
That'd be interesting. Eric?
Gibson.
Kyle?
Is it who we think or who we want?
You can give both. That's fine.
I with the other guys running backs and his receivers, I mean, they got the potential to go off. I think he has a pretty good chance of winning. I'd probably rather see Matt win. Matt Gibson, not you. Never you. But, yeah.
Andrew, still no pick?
I said me.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we appreciate everybody. Once again, a million subscribers out there. We understand, you take time out of your day to watch us and listen to us, and we appreciate everybody's viewership from everyone's favorite fantasy Football Podcast. Andrew,
I finally learned how to say that right after I'd said it 1,000 times, so good for you.
Eric,
Yep. What Price said.
and Kyle.
Thanks for having me on here. I hope we can do this again sometime. I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm always here.
Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. We'll
See you Friday.
Friday.
Let's go, not kid.
Friday.